You know what time it is. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my February favourites for you all, and I've got to be honest, I don't have that many and it's mainly skincare for the stuff that I do have, so I have chucked in an unfavourite as well. Let's get cracking. I'm going to start with the makeup bit that I do have, which is actually a primer. This is by NYX. This is their Proof It waterproof eyeshadow primer, and I picked this up because I have a friend who works in a Boots and she works in a place that has a NYX counter, and she sort of said like, no, this is amazing. She actually like swatched it on her hand for me like a normal shadow and then this over the shadow, and I was just like, okay, I'm sold. It's £5. I think it's £5.50 to be precise. But anyway, so I have been using this on the regs the past couple of months actually. I did mean to mention it in my last favourites, but I couldn't find it. I personally haven't tried the NARS one, but look at this packaging. Looks very similar to the NARS one. Hang on, I'll put a picture of the NARS one here. So I see what you're doing there, NYX. Don't think I don't, because I do. Anyway, but yeah, this is good. So thought I'd mention that budget buy. And then literally it's on to skincare. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to do hair care because I have a hair care favourite as well, which I'm unsure whether I've mentioned this prior in other favourites, because I've definitely been loving it for a while, as you can probably see by the lack that I have. This is the Ouai Wave Spray, and I've been using this in my hair dry. I've used it today, you can't really see my ends. I really like using this, as I said, both when my hair's wet before I blow dry it or leave it to dry, and also when it's dry to sort of style it, to give it that little extra dishevelled look that I go for. It sort of adds a bit of grit to it, adds like that sort of, you know, slept in but looking great, slept in look. And I've been really enjoying it. So as you can see, I've used an awful lot of this. What I've tried from Ouai I've really liked, but this I think is definitely the standout product for me. So I thought I would mention that. I'm sorry if I've mentioned it before, I'm not 100% sure. Because as I said, I have been loving it for a while. So anyway, yes, there's that. Now, oh my god, I'm only 3 minutes in and I'm already on to skincare. This one's going to be a short one for me. But also, I mean, in case you didn't notice, I did upload my January favourites quite late on, and February's a short month, so, you know. Anyway. Believe the hype. So I have had some of the Ordinary's products for a while now, but definitely the past month they have blown up on the internet, and for good reason. So the Ordinary are a subsidiary sort of line by the brand Deciem, and I've been trying out some of their products and I have been loving them. So I have 3 to talk about, and I love all 3, and all 3 are going to be my favourites. I'm going to start with the one which is probably my least favourite. Not because it's bad, but because... Anyway, this is the vitamin C suspension, which I really like. I like using this not when I'm putting makeup on, however. I tend to use it in the evening. Not that you have to use it in the evening, but I find it's the one that layers the least well. That makes sense. So, anyway, this is like for brightening your skin. And I've used vitamin C products before and they felt very similar, but they've been more expensive. So this one's definitely good. Like these, all the products I'm talking about out of this line that I have are like £8 or under, I think. So like even if you're like, oh, like I feel like it's a bit of, because a lot of people are talking about them, and I personally think with good reason. But if you think, oh, like a lot of people talk, like it's so cheap. Like it's, what's really great is I think because it's such a good price point, you can try out ingredients which traditionally are quite expensive in skincare and see if they work for you, and if they don't work as well, you know, that's fine. You didn't spend £40–50 on a serum that's not doing anything for you. So anyway, yeah, so the vitamin C suspension, I really like that. And then I have 2 of the sort of serum-y bottles to talk about, and I have the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid, and I have the Niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1%. I got the these names, the Niacinamide is what I got first, and this is more for like sebum control and just general upkeep for oily combination skin, which is what I have. One thing which a friend of mine, hi Hannah, told me about was if you go on their website you can sort of see them break down what you need, because I'm somebody who knows what some ingredients in skincare do. Like I can sort of see some ingredients and I can know what they're there to help for, but I'm certainly no chemist. So sort of how they've labelled it can be quite confusing, particularly to the average sort of person who doesn't like do this as a hobby, you know? But yeah, anyway, so there's a part on their website where it sort of says like, is this your skin concern? Use this in the morning, use this in the evening, and use these products in conjunction with each other. So I actually bought this one on its own because I read the description and it seemed to like that it'd work for me. But then after reading that description, I bought the Alpha Arbutin, which is probably my favourite product. I had like a little monster breakout, like right here, like 3 spots, like a holy trinity on my face, and I put this, like, whilst they was like, the next day they were going to come out and they were going to like wreak havoc on my face. I put this on the night before, and like, I want to say it like halved the amount of time that those spots would have been on my face. Like, they were like going to be monsters, and this absolutely destroyed them. So if you're somebody who has like blemish issues, I would definitely 100% recommend the Alpha Arbutin. If you're using this during the day, you need to use sun protection, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I'm going to tell you which one I like to use. But I would say this is the standout product for me. There's a bunch of other products that I want to try from them. As I said, like, I want to try the regimen that they sort of specified for blemish prone skin, because as I said, like, the products that I've been using have been great. Definitely look into it. Definitely visit their website, have a little read, because I definitely think these products are fantastic. What I will say though, my only like downfall, like if you have sort of these two next to each other, you can't tell, like, unless you like pick it up and read the label, you can't really tell which one's which, because obviously all the packaging's the same. I like the way the packaging looks. I really like this sort of like apothecary style packaging. Like, I think it's simple and effective, which is, I think, the ethos of the brand. But in practicality wise, like, you sort of like pick one up, is that the right thing or is it not? So that's like maybe the only downside I can say, but honestly, believe the hype and pick up what you think would work for you, because I have got nothing but love for these products. As I said, the one that I love the most, if you're using it during the day, you have to use sun cream. And so I want to talk about my favourite one. I know I've mentioned this before. This is the Kiehl's Ultralight Daily UV Defense SPF 50. Sun care, like, to me, sun protection ain't no joke. And I must admit, over the winter, I get a little bit slack with it, and I tend to just rely on foundations or like other products that have sun cream in, as opposed to wearing a dedicated SPF. And definitely I'm a lot better with it in the summer. This is the one that I like to use. This is like, you know, a lot more expensive in comparison to the ordinary, but I do actually really like Kiehl's products as well. I think they've changed the packaging a little bit. I think they've got like a little orange strip on it now to be like, this is sun cream, guys. But yeah, this is the one I've been using. It works great under makeup. Like, it's just like a moisturiser. As I've said, like, I've got oily combination skin. It doesn't break me out, like, it doesn't clog my pores or anything, and it doesn't sort of like melt off my makeup. It's just sort of like actually a nice little bit of moisture in my skin before I put my makeup on. But I do think even if you had drier skin and use this in conjunction with another moisturiser, I think you'd be fine. Yeah, this is a really nice no-fuss sun cream product, which I definitely recommend. So that's all my favourites for the month, but I wanted to talk about 2 foundations that I have been trying the past couple of weeks. One I quite like, one I'm not convinced on, and both of which have had quite a lot of press. They've definitely going out on the ad campaigns with these two. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the one that I quite liked, which is the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. This has been reformulated recently and put in a different bottle, and I've definitely seen this floating around on the internet quite a lot, and I've been really enjoying it. This is a nice standard medium coverage middle of the road foundation, and I've never actually tried the Healthy Mix before, so I can't compare it to the old one. But also I think, like, you know, that's now gone, so forget about it. Like, get with the times, it's 2017, forget about the old one. I'll even say a boy commented on my skin when I was wearing this. He was like, are you wearing a new foundation? Like, are you wearing something different? Your skin's glowing. And I'm there like, well, for a guy to be like, are you wearing a different foundation? Your skin is glowing. What? Like, what? Yes, actually, yes I am. Oh my god. Actually, do you know what? Yes, I was wearing a different foundation. I was wearing this one. As I said, I did have a bit of a breakout, so this is like a medium coverage, and I prefer to have a higher coverage if my skin's being a bit of a dick, but I'm going to continue using this one. I've only been using it a while, so it's not got the full seal of approval just yet, but so far, so good, and obviously it makes a noticeable difference to my skin, so that's a good one. And the other one, which has had quite a lot of press, which I've tried a couple of times, and I'm not loving it. It's the Infallible Total Cover by L'Oreal. This foundation they are going full cover. They're going all out with this ad campaign for this foundation, and I love the other 2 Infallible foundations that I have, which is the standard one and the Pro Matte one. I think they're great. So, you know, I thought this one would be sort of a really nice drugstore alternative to sort of like a more like going out like full coverage foundation. Like, I thought, you know, in this line I've loved every other product that I've used in this line, so I had high hopes for this. And what I will say, it applies amazingly. It blends fantastically. I used a damp beauty blender to blend it in, again because it is a full coverage. Maybe I will try it with like a brush or something, because I haven't done that yet, or just my fingers. I did choose to use it with a sponge because I just thought that I would work better together. Applies like a dream. Like the texture is like really like moussey, so it blends really easy, blends really like in nicely, and then once you first got it on, looks great. It doesn't look too heavy, but it has got a lot of pigmentation in it, and you know, it's everything that you'd want in it. But where my issue comes in is this is in the Infallible line, which is L'Oreal's long wear line, and this is not long wearing. It does not look like it looks when you initially apply it a couple hours later. Like, I've worn this to work a couple of times. Like, I've gone to go to the toilet and I've like looked in the middle of my face and it's just like cakey, separating and gross. And it's like, sometimes you get that a little bit on your nose, but it's like literally the centre of my face is like looking a bit gross. And it's fine, like you could top it up and it layers fine, but for a product that's in the longwear line, and when I've used like the Pro Matte foundation, I don't have to do that. And this is, yeah, this is considered a matte foundation as well by them, and I do have to do that. So I am going to play around with this a little bit more, but I've got to be honest, from the offset, I'm not crazy on it. So I'm just being honest, guys, just being honest. So that's all my sort of beauty favourites. I do have a couple miscellaneous favourites to talk about. First of all, a couple of my friends have started a YouTube channel / blog. You've seen them around here, these parts before, and it's called Cinemates. I will link their channel down below if you want to go watch. Basically, their premise, which is a great one, is they go see films together all the time. They set the camera up and they talk about it on the way home. And it's super duper easy, it's super duper fun. And if you're into films, which I think basically everyone is, I think you should give it a go. I'm positive you're going to love them just as much as I do. And who doesn't like films? So yeah, go and watch that. Before I go, I did want to mention the lipstick I've got on today. Again, this is a lipstick I've only worn a couple of times. I actually put this up in Paris. There's a Paris vlog coming soon. But yeah, it's one of the new colours from the Sephora matte lip cream line. It's number 25. I want to say the name's something like Coral Sunset, which I wouldn't look at this and call this Coral Sunset, but hey, I'm not in charge of naming them. But yeah, just in case you're wondering what lipstick I have on, that is that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have had a fabulous February, and I hope March is also great for you too. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, bye!